Good morning. I am just going to make a video to do some introductions to MCR 3U Functions Summer School, just to walk you through some of the important things that you should need to know. First of all, my name is Joanne McPhee. I am your teacher for summer school. I currently teach at Westmount, so I see that we have lots of students from all over the board, so welcome. So here I am on the hub page. I'm just going to click on our course, which is MCR 3U S1. It's got my name on it. So on the front page of the hub is mainly where you will find everything that you need to find. So we've got some important dates, we've got the schedule and evaluations. So I'm just going to walk you through some of the items that you should be aware of. So important dates, summer school starts July 2nd, which is Wednesday, and it ends on July 25th at 11:59 p.m. So be aware of that date where it closes and the time, because it will close. There are no extensions. That will not change. So when you are doing your final culminating, make sure that you have plenty of time to submit your work before 11:59. July 8th and 9th are important because July 8th is the date at which we will remove students who have not done any work. So if you have not submitted any work, meaning the first item, by July 8th, you will be removed from the course on July 9th. So I will be contacting students who have not submitted work probably by July 7th, just to make sure that you're aware of the date on July 8th. July 17th is where you will get your midterm report. So you will get a report on the first half of the course and your current grade and a comment on how you're doing. July 18th is important because that is where we have full disclosure. So full disclosure means that any senior student, so grade 11 or 12 student in a senior course, may drop the course by July 18th and the mark will not go on your transcript. So that is important. It is better to have a withdrawal than a fail. So July 18th is the day, and I will remind people at that point of that date for those students who perhaps have not done much work and probably in their best interest to drop the course. And then, as I said, July 25th is when the course closes at 11:59 p.m. And then you will receive your final report card around July 30th and August 1st. So those are important dates. Below that, so you'll find most of the information on the main page. Below that, I've posted the course schedule and your evaluation. So the course is divided into quizzes and a culminating. So the culminating will be worth 30% of your grade, and the quizzes will be worth 70%. You'll see that there are 4 modules in green. So we've got Module 1, 2, 3, and 4. Module 1 is functions. It's going to be worth, so those modules are divided equally. So 70% divided by 4 is 17.5% for each module. Unit 1, Module 1 is functions. So you will have 3 quizzes in that module, and then you will have a test. The lessons are indicated on the side and the topic. So I'll look at that in a second when we look in the content, but you'll see the date. So July 2nd, which is Wednesday, on the first day, you would be watching lessons 1 to 3, which is on functions, function notation, domain and range. And by the end of the day, you should be writing quiz 1. And then on July 3rd, you will be watching lessons 4 to 7 on inverse functions and polynomials and factoring. And by the end of the day, you should be completing quiz 2. So it's clearly laid out what you should be doing each day. I've also posted on the calendar those same items. So you'll see on the calendar what you should be doing each day. Now, having said that, do you have to do those items every day? No. This is a self-directed summer school course. You make your own schedule, and it is up to you to fit in your work and get your work completed. Some of you will have jobs, some of you will be going on vacation, so it's up to you to manage your time and schedule and make sure the work is completed. Don't leave it all to the end. Okay, sometimes we have students disappear for 2 weeks on vacation and don't do any work while they're gone. That is not going to work with summer school. Summer school is asynchronous, which means you are working on your own. You will not be getting lessons per se from me. You'll be working through the course material. You will be completing the evaluations on your own. So manage your time wisely. You should be spending, this is a full course, so you should be spending 4 to 5 hours a day on the course. Nothing is scheduled on the weekends, so weekends is a good time to catch up. So you have work scheduled from Monday to Friday, and then weekends are sort of catch-up days, or a time to study for your test. Okay, Module 2 is on quadratics, Module 3 is on trig, and Module 4 is on exponential functions and discrete functions. You will notice that there is a test for Module 1, 2, and 3, but there is not a test for Module 4 and 5, or for Module 4. Okay, there are just quizzes for that. And then we have a culminating on July 25th. Part 1 is multiple choice. Part 2 is long response. Okay, so manage your time wisely and make sure that you schedule all this work in to be completed. Now, what does each unit comprise of? So across the top, you will see all the information. So I'm on the home page. All the announcements will appear on the home page, so all the important information will be posted here. Content is where you'll find all the work. So here, course information, I have the schedule, which is on the home page, and you should read through the course information, which is here. So start and end date, my email, some information on the fact that it's asynchronous. You are not going to receive lessons. I have office hours every day, Monday to Friday. My office hours will be from 10 to 11. This is not mandatory. Office hours are going to be set up on MS Teams. This is not mandatory. You do not have to attend. Office hours are drop-in sessions to see if you have any questions that I can answer. Am I going to be teaching a lesson in that office hour? No. I am there to answer questions and help you out if you need help. You do not need to go to the office hours, but there will be attendance taken, and you may get a phone call home, or maybe not a phone call. You won't get a phone call. I'm going to fix that. You will not get a phone call, but you will get a notification. Your parents will get a notification if you do not come to the office hours. That's not a big deal. You can tell your parents to turn off the notification. There will be no phone calls home. Attendance is not mandatory, but some students like to check in every day. Sometimes parents want your student to check in, so sometimes I have students just come on the office hours in the morning and just check in for attendance. That's fine. Okay, then it talks about the modules, what the values are. So 70-30, there's a calendar, and so on. So all the information you need is in here. So let's go back to content. So read through the course information, that is important. So let's go to Unit 1 functions. So all the menu is on the left-hand side. So in Unit 1, you are going to find a few things. You will find some written instructions and material, written material. So for example, the first PDF document is an introduction to functions. You will find written material. If you're someone who likes to read through the material, then you have a written guide that will get you through the topic. So each written PDF document, there is a topic there. The first one is Introduction to Functions. The second one is transformations. Then there's a factoring review and rational. To help you with your learning through the material, I have also posted videos. So if I click on Lesson 1, Relations and Functions, there is a video that walks you through the material. So this is your lesson. So when I go back to the home page and I look at the course schedule, on the left-hand side, it tells you the lessons to watch. That's what this is referring to. So lesson 1 to 3, if we go back to the content and we go to Unit 1, you'll see lessons 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and the topic is listed for each lesson. So you should be working through lessons on relations and functions, domain and range, function notation, and there's more than one lesson. Okay, so this one is not my lesson. This is from Jensen Math. So if it says lesson and there's a number, so lesson 1, 2, and 3, those are my lessons. I have posted some additional videos in case you want some more resources. So lesson 1 is my lesson. Underneath it, the lesson on functions, domain, and range is Jensen Math. Lesson 2 is my lesson on function notation. You'll see another video on function notation. And then lesson 3 is my lesson on domain and range. So on that first day, you're going to cover lessons 1, 2, and 3. And then you'll prepare to write the quiz. How do you prepare to write the quiz? If I go all the way down to the bottom, you'll see some practice questions. And there's practice questions in the written material, the PDF documents. And if I go on the bottom here, you'll see some practice questions. Okay, so here's some questions that you can practice, and the answers are there, and that will help you prepare for the quiz. So in each unit, you will have written material at the top, videos below, and then at the bottom, there's going to be practice questions. And all the material is labeled to what the topic is about. So if I go to question or Unit 2 on quadratics, you'll see the same thing. I've got a written material at the top. I've got some videos that you can watch. And then at the bottom, there's some practice questions. At the very bottom, so we've got units 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. At the bottom, I have some additional videos. Okay, so these are just additional resources that you can watch if you need more help. Okay, so I've just gone through Google and found some videos that I thought were good. So those are in addition to mine. Let's go back to the beginning. So at the very bottom, you'll see some additional videos on quadratics, exponential, trig, and graphing trig equations. So all the material you'll find in the content. Read through the course information so that you're aware of how everything works. There is a calendar, and then we have quizzes. So there are no assignments, there are no drop boxes. Everything is a quiz. Everything is under quizzes. So here are all the quizzes. So 1, 2, 3, then you have a test, 4, 5, 6, 7, then you have a test, 8, 9, 10, 11, then there's a test, 12, 13, 14, 15, no test on that unit, and then at the very bottom. So this is what I see. Okay, this is what I see. So these are all your quizzes. But the quizzes are set up, so I'm just going to view as a student. So the quizzes are set up where you will not see all the quizzes all at once. The first thing you're going to see is a sample quiz. A sample quiz is not counted for marks. It is opportunity for me to gather some information on you. Okay, so just some basic information. What school do you go to? What mark did you get in grade 10? What mark are you aiming for, etc. So you're going to complete the sample quiz. It does not count for marks. Once you complete the sample quiz, then you will see quiz 1. Everything opens in order. So you will not see all the quizzes right away. You will see them one at a time. So once you've done sample quiz, you will see quiz 1. After you complete quiz 1, you will see quiz 2. After you complete quiz 2, you will see quiz 3. So they will open in order as you do them. You will also see your grades. So as you do the quizzes, I will post your grades. So if you go to grades, you'll see in Module 1 your mark for Quiz 1, 2, and 3, and then your test marks. So that will get posted as you go, so you can always see what your mark is. When you write a quiz, you will get 2 attempts. So you will not get the same questions, but you will get a second attempt if you are not happy with your quiz mark. The tests, you only get 1 attempt. So 2 attempts on a quiz, 1 attempt on a test. There is a time limit. A quiz, you have 2 hours to complete the quiz. A test, you have 4 hours. The quiz and the test will close when the 2 hours is up, and the test will close when the 4 hours is up. So manage your time wisely. Keep an eye on the time. Make sure that you leave enough time to upload work. Sometimes I get students say, well, I ran out of time and I didn't get to upload. Make sure you manage your time so that you can upload your material. Make sure that you have uninterrupted time. Plan, if you're going to write a quiz, make sure you set aside 2 hours for that quiz. If you're going to write a test, make sure you set aside 4 hours of uninterrupted time for that test, because it will close and you'll run out of time. Just going to go back to my view. Okay, so if I go to quizzes, I'm just going to walk through one. You'll see 3 types of questions. So let's preview this quiz. So in your quizzes and tests, you will see 3 types of questions. You're going to see some multiple choice. And it says at the top here how much time is remaining, so you know, keep an eye on the time. So here I am on multiple choice. I'm not sure why this isn't moving right now. Let's go back. We'll look at a test that's not being used. Okay, that's not going to work. Okay, let's just look at it as it is. Okay, so let's look at test 4. So this is a test that I'm not using, just to get an idea of what we're doing here. Okay, apologies for that. We're having a little difficulty opening up the quizzes. Perhaps it's because I'm on my iPad. Anyway, with each quiz or test, you'll have 3 types of questions. You will have a multiple choice portion. You will have short answer. So in the short answer, you'll just have a box that you can type in your answer. You don't need to type a solution with the short answer. And I will post this in the announcements. In the short answer, you're just going to write the final answer. That's it. I don't need to see your work for that. And then there will be written response. And in the written response, you're going to write out a full solution. You have options for the written response. You can write it out on paper or on your device. Perhaps you still have an iPad, and you can write it out and upload a picture of your work. There is an equation editor where you can type in your work using a math calculator. I'll try to find a video on that from last year. You will not be emailing me any work. Do not email work to me. I will not mark it. Make sure everything is written within the quiz. If you're having difficulties, then let me know. But I will not accept work through email. Everything has to be done through the quiz. I would feel that at this point in your student career, you are quite good at uploading information. So if that is an issue, let me know. Once you have submitted your quiz, the multiple choice will be automatically corrected. So right away you will get a mark. It is not completely marked yet, so don't panic because you only got 10 out of 30. That is not your final mark. That is your multiple choice mark. The rest of it, I have to mark. So the mark you receive right away is the multiple choice, and then the short answer and the written response, I have to mark, and then I will update the mark. So do not email me saying, oh, I got a bad mark. I will finish marking it, and then I will update it. As I said, you get 2 attempts on the quiz, so if you're not happy with the mark, you can write it again, and you will receive the better mark on the quizzes. Tests, you only get 1 mark. Okay, so that's your quizzes. So everything on the hub is at the top. There's nothing else you need. There are no assignments. There are no drop boxes. We will set up an MS Teams for tomorrow. My office hours will be 10 to 11. So you will receive a link to join the meeting. If you want to get on tomorrow and ask any questions you might have or introduce yourself, then that is your opportunity. They're having a little bit of technical issues today, so hopefully I will have it set up by tonight, and I will make sure that the link is posted on the hub, and also I will email you the link. So looking forward to working with you this summer. My advice to you is to do the work. I know it is very easy to look everything up. We have so much AI in the world today through Google and ChatGPT, but you are not doing yourself a favor by just looking up the information. I am assuming, since you're taking functions, that perhaps you might be taking advanced functions, and I would hope that you learn the material so that you are successful in the next course. If you choose to look everything up, you're not going to learn anything, and that is going to come back and bite you in the butt in your next course. Also keep in mind that the methods that you are to use in this course are the methods that we use in functions. So in grade 11 functions, we use certain methods to do our solutions. If you look things up, often the method is different, and I can tell right away if it is not your work. I've been teaching for over 30 years. It's not hard to tell who used ChatGPT. So write out your solution by hand, submit your own work. Don't cheat yourself, because that's the only person that you're cheating is yourself. So you may get a good mark, but you're not learning the material. So one example is in trigonometry, we use degrees. We do not use radians. So when students submit me solutions in radians, I know they looked it up. In trig identities, we only use certain identities. So if you are using identities that we are not using, I know that you looked it up. So keep in mind that we expect you to submit your own work. If I feel that you are not submitting your own work, I will give you some warnings, and then after that, I'll just give you a 0. So I strongly encourage you to go through the materials, watch the videos, submit your own work, and make sure that you are learning the material for the course. So have a great day, and we will touch base at our first meeting.